Hey everybody, welcome to Phat Setups in 5 minutes by Phat. So we got Phat swing plans and observations out because it is the weekend, and I put a little meme up there for you about uh, where Trump posted with the credit card cap. One thing of note, all of FinTwit has apparently figured out exactly what's going to happen, how to make money off of going long a firm, and what stocks to short. They got it all figured out, and that's a warning sign for me when I see all FinTwit figured out in 24 hours over the weekend. What needs to happen and how this isn't going to be a problem for the market. Just want to throw that cautionary canary in the coal mine, as they say, out there. S&P, however, finished up the week 1.6% on the S&P 500. We saw some consumer cyclical movement, some basic materials movement, and small caps. But I will say, if you look down at the market carpet, you'll see that actually, large caps did pretty well also, which is great. Just means broadening in the market. Look at Amazon, Google, Walmart. I mean, you had some big boys in there doing good. Avago hanging in there, didn't go down much. One to keep an eye on here is BRKB. It's a value play, and it just kind of went sideways to down a little bit last week. Just keep that in your mind. And then I will also say that we have banks on the earnings this week. JP Morgan, we're starting off with JP Morgan, then some other banks as we go, Bank of New York, etc. So that combined with CPI and PPI, which CPI is coming out on Tuesday at the same day that afternoon or that morning, I have to check on it, JP Morgan starts. So keep your eyes on that. This could be some definite good news is good news, or good news is bad news is good news, bad news is bad news. Keep your eyes on all that. Just want to point that out. You can read through the rest of the Phat plan on your own. We'll go ahead and go to the setups. Oh, let me show you real quick here on Deepvue's theme tracker. Home construction had a really nice day, and actually 2 days in a row, nail is up, I believe, over 20% if you were playing ITB, wanted to play the bullish ETF off of that. And that probably has to do with people believing there's an early cycle rate cut optimism type situation occurring. So keep your eyes maybe even on XLRE, even though it's at the bottom of a base right now, but hasn't been performing well at all. But just something to keep an eye on, because over 2 days ITB really took off. So XLRE could do the same thing. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and get to our setups. We're still tracking some selected stocks that are primarily in the AI infrastructure semiconductor area, which is always a good thing because they tend to run a lot more and do a lot better than your value plays. So have no problem with that. When XLK gets running, it will really run. But right now it's a weaker sector. It's actually fourth on the setter rating off of stockcharts.com, which is on the Phat plan. You can go back and read through that and note that health has now maintained its lead for 2 weeks now and actually expanded its lead, and has actually followed second and third by cyclicals and basic materials now. So we are still seeing that great rotation. Again, you can go back and read the Phat plan. APH, looking at APH right here, APH connectors feeding semis and autos and industrial. So it kind of touches a lot of the core areas or themes that are certainly moving right now. Beautiful base. Look how it's pushing off of it. Closed above the earnings VWAP right here, off the earnings VWAP. Nice, powerful, strong day on Friday, up 3%. Look for a little mean reversion or an inside bar to set up right here. Not quite set up for me, but you could play it through 141, break of that mini coil off that 1020 cloud. Nice price action right there. General Motors, automotives are hot right now. Ford's looking strong. Tesla's always in there with the mix, although Tesla's been struggling of late. So we do have that as a theme starting to push out with General Motors and Ford. Little basing right here after a strong move up. You can see this area right here is resistance now, right there around $83, $84. But I love these upside reversal groupies, and look at that nice healthy volume. We're getting larger accumulation volume than we are distribution volume. Well, commodities still having a good strong evening right now. MTSI. So MTSI is RF semiconductor and the leading semiconductor complex theme, and right now it had a 3-bar break on Friday, up 4%, and closed above the earnings VWAP. Look for continuation. You can play it through that high of the day. Just a nice first touch of the 50, or actually second touch of the 50. Very, very nice. Again, yeah, slightly higher low, just contracting right there, looking good, nice and healthy. This is the one I'm really looking to play though right here, a little inside bar off this power earnings gap. We're up 23% off of earnings, and then has been basing sideways and refusing to go below that low of the day right there. So great area to manage risk off this 20 EMA area of this 1020 cloud, and off of this low of the day from the power earnings gap. Nice fat bar, went up throughout the day, highest volume ever down here. That's what that brownish color means. So really healthy, really looking good. We've got this earnings VWAP, power earnings gap VWAP that we want to bust through, and really you could buy it on any retest of that as it breaks through, or just through it as a pivot level, almost using this little area right here as a cheap pivot through that earnings VWAP, power earnings VWAP. That looks great. Love it. Nice inside bar play. So the trigger for me tomorrow, the way I plan on playing it, will be through the high of the day on the inside bar. So right here at 33.43 through that high of the day on intraday volume, I'll be buying it. And looks like gold hitting all-time highs right now. My goodness. TSEM, so just your standard foundry play on semiconductors. Remember, you always have the Chinese risk involved with that one, so I'm always kind of shy to play it, so I'll probably stay away from it. I'd prefer to play something like NVIDIA, which is coming off the negative news with China and has kind of stabilized through that. Didn't really go down too much, so something to watch for there. VIAV, VIAV, optical networking with some hardware cyclical flavor, but in a weaker telecom theme. So, I mean, you know, but it is at that 50 EMA after a nice, powerful, if you go back, you know, just beautiful run, right? And that looks like those model plays, right? So coming out of this large basing area, just huge explosion, consolidation, and then now, and how many of them do we see have those gap ups and then continuation and then gap ups and then continuation? So got my eyes on VIAV here coming into earnings off this 50 EMA. I could see it pushing up to the $20 range, waiting on earnings. So again, inside bar play, so through the high of the day from Friday on intraday volume. COMM, power 3 move, huge day on Friday, plus 4%, back above the earnings VWAP line. Love it when they do that. Still time to get in this one before earnings. And again, that 50 EMA has been a wonderful spot to buy off of for this play. So COMM looking really good here as a had a nice run and then pulled back off that $20 level, Livermore level. But right now you've got the earnings VWAP and the 50 EMA as a wonderful confluence to manage risk with an inside bar to play through the high of the day from Friday. IAC, so IAC is a media type play, you know, communications play. Communications haven't been doing real good. You know, Meta been struggling a little bit. So, but I love this large base right here. And again, another inside bar play right off that 1020 cloud. And really, you've got, this would probably be the area to manage the risk off of. Look at how smooth that is off that pivot level. So like this play as well. So I put it on the list, even though it's not in a leading theme right now. So keep that in mind. Definitely want to have some tailwinds there with the market if you want to buy it. Reddit has been a hot play. It's a little herky-jerky for me. Put it on there. I'm going to leave that to the more aggressive players. And then ISRG, I'm already long. You have been marking it all up. But looks good here for continuation. I was looking at earlier on the 5-day moving average, and we haven't even closed below it. So that's always a positive. So I'll show you that real quick. So right there. Haven't closed below that 5-day, just so we bought it and, you know, came back, pulled back. We'll see how it plays out. Let's flip real quick through these guys on the 5-day. This is an intraday chart just to kind of show you where you're sitting off that 5-day moving average. So we're looking good here. Purple is trending up, looking good. GM looking good right here. So this is our 1020 cloud on the daily, but it's showing it here on the intraday level. That's that blue right there. See how it's rising, 5-day rising. Alexa, stop. My gumbo's done. It's time for Phat to go. 5-day turning up right there. Want to have a little retest. It's the earnings VWAP. Let it come in. PLAB, really like this one. So we're actually below the 5-day, and 1020 kind of pulled back into it right there. But look how it held that gap right there. And these blues are gaps that were held, and I like seeing that. TSEM, sorry about that noise. TSEM is looking good here as well, coming back through the 1020 cloud from the daily. As you can see, the rise in 5-day as well. VIAV, we have 5-day turning up as well. There's our earnings VWAP that we're holding right there. Look at that hold right there at the end of the day. Good volume coming in. And then COMM right there. Beautiful close. Look how strong that close was. Let it pull back. into the cloud. IAC, nice 5-day right there, turned up, coming off that 1020 cloud, good position. Reddit, just not for me. Again, play that. ISRG, already showed you that one, that beautiful rising 5-day, just smoking hot, coming off that 1020 cloud. That's it, guys. Went a little bit long tonight, but we had the Phat plan as well in there, so other nights when we have the setups, it'll be all Phat setups in 5 minutes. Appreciate you watching the video, like and retweet, and make any comments or feedback. Thank you.